Welcome, everyone. When it comes to building strong habits, it's not about talent, luck, or what you start with. It's about mindset. A mindset that refuses to quit no matter how tough the journey becomes. That's where strength is forged. Every single day is an opportunity to prove to yourself what you're made of. But it starts with a decision to stop making excuses and start making changes. The truth is, strong habits aren't built overnight. They require grit, perseverance, and an unwavering belief in what you're working toward. The challenge isn't just physical, it's mental. You've got to be willing to face your fears, embrace the discomfort, and do the work even when you don't feel like it. That's the difference between those who succeed and those who give up. They keep showing up. Ask yourself, what's stopping you? Is it fear of failure, fear of looking foolish? Or maybe it's the comfort of staying where you are. Whatever it is, acknowledge it, but don't let it control you. Fear is normal, but giving into it isn't an option. You've got to push past it, one habit at a time. When you set out to create new habits, don't aim for perfection, aim for consistency. It's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about showing up no matter how messy it feels. There will be days when you don't feel motivated. That's fine. Motivation is fleeting. What you need is discipline. Discipline gets you out of bed when motivation fails. I'll meet her. Discipline keeps you going when the initial excitement wears off. Every habit you build is a brick in the foundation of the life you want to create. But here's the catch: you've got to lay those bricks every single day. There's no shortcut, no cheat code, and no easy way out. The road is long, but the reward is worth it. The stronger your habits, the stronger your character, and the stronger your ability to face whatever life throws at you. Start small. Don't overwhelm yourself by trying to change everything at once. Pick one habit, commit to it, and stick to it. Whether it's waking up early, working out, or reading a book every day, focus on that one thing and master it. And once it becomes part of your routine, move on to the next. That's how momentum builds. And that's how greatness is achieved. And don't be afraid of failure. Failure isn't the end. It's a step forward. It's a chance to learn, adjust, and come back stronger. Too often people let failure define them, but the truth is failure is just feedback. It's telling you where you need to grow. Embrace it, learn from it, and keep moving forward. I remember what he's going to do is go for you. No one is coming to save you or hand you the life you want on a silver platter. It's up to you to take control, to take action, and to take responsibility for your habits and your future. You've got what it takes, but you've got to believe it. And for everyone watching, if this message resonates with you, take a moment to subscribe to the channel. Like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Let's spread this energy, build a community of unstoppable people, and grow together. Back to building habits, one of the most powerful tools you have is your mind. Your mind will try to convince you to quit, to take it easy, to settle for less. But that voice in your head doesn't define you. You have to learn to silence it. You have to train your mind to work for you, not against you. Every time you push past the voice that says, I can't, you're getting stronger. Every time you resist the urge to give up, you're building resilience. And every time you keep going, you're proving yourself that you're capable of more than you ever imagined. The concept of Calloused mind is a powerful metaphor for mental resilience. Just as physical calluses form to protect your hands from repeated friction, the mind can be trained to endure discomfort and pain. But it's about developing a layer of toughness that shields you from giving in to self-doubt, fear, or the urge to quit. Its mental callus isn't built overnight. It's earned through consistent exposure to challenges and the willingness to push through discomfort, even when it feels unbearable. This resilience is crucial for habit formation. The beginning stages of building a new habit are often the hardest. The mind resists change, cling to the comfort of old routines and habits. A calloused mind, however, allows you to overcome that initial resistance. It teaches you to keep going when the urge to stop feels overwhelming and helps you persist until the discomfort becomes manageable and the habit becomes second nature. A way to understand this is through the act of running. Imagine starting a new running routine. On the first day, your body aches, your breathing feels labored, and your mind screams for you to stop. But if you commit to pushing through day after day, you start to adapt. The physical pain lessens and the mental resistance weakens. Over time, you not only build stamina, but also callous your mind against the discomfort, making it easier to stick to the habit. And a cow's mind is forged in these moments of struggle. Every time you choose to continue despite discomfort, you're strengthening your resolve. It's not just about enduring the physical or mental pain, it's about reframing it. Instead of seeing discomfort as a barrier, view it as a sign of growth. Proof that you're breaking through limits and creating a stronger version of yourself. This shift in perspective is the foundation of building unshakable habits. And as you navigate this process, remember that the strength of your mind is your greatest tool. With each challenge you face, the callous mind grows tougher, enabling you to confront even greater obstacles. It's this mindset that transforms the struggle of forming habits into opportunity for growth, creating a pathway to long-term success and personal transformation. When you think you're done, you're only at 40% of your potential. The simple yet powerful idea challenges the way most people approach their limits. It forces you to reconsider how much you're truly capable of, especially when your mind tells you to quit. It's a reminder that the human spirit can endure far more than we often believe, and that real growth begins where comfort ends. This mindset sets the tone for understanding how to build habits that don't just last, but transform your life. The philosophy behind this mindset stems from a life shaped by extreme discipline, resilience, and a refusal to accept mediocrity. It's about embracing discomfort and pushing beyond limits, not for the sake of proving something to others, but to unlock the potential hidden within yourself. This approach doesn't rely on motivation or fleeting bursts of energy. Instead, it focuses on creating a foundation of discipline so strong that it becomes the driving force in your actions, regardless of how you feel it's all in the mud. At its core, this philosophy takes an unconventional approach to self-improvement. It challenges the notion of waiting for the right time, the perfect circumstances, or even the right emotions to begin working on yourself. It teaches that the key to success lies in embracing the grind, those moments when everything feels difficult, yet you choose to keep going. And this is the essence of habit building, making a commitment to the process, no matter how uncomfortable it may be. And the purpose of this message is simple: to help you understand how to adopt this mindset, apply it to your own life. But by exploring the strategies that form the foundation of this approach, you'll learn how to overcome the barriers that hold you back, push through resistance, and create habits that lead for ease. These aren't just strategies for building habits, they're tools for reshaping the way you think and approach every challenge. As we dive deeper into this topic, keep in mind that these lessons are universal. They aren't reserved for a select few, they're for anyone willing to commit to the work and embrace the process. The goal is to equip you with the mindset needed to create habits that align with your goals, allowing you to step into a stronger, more disciplined version of yourself. Let's get started. The 40% rule challenges one of the biggest misconceptions about human capability. The idea that you've reached your limit when you feel exhausted or defeated. In reality, when your mind is telling you to stop, you've only tapped into 40% of what you're truly capable of. That means there's a reservoir of untapped potential within you, potential that can only be accessed when you decide to push past the point where most people give up. And this concept redefines how we view limits and shows that they're often mental barriers, not physical ones. But this rule has a profound connection to habit building. Forming strong, lasting habits requires pushing through moments of resistance and discomfort. The early stages of creating a new routine, waking up earlier, committing to exercise, or studying consistently can feel overwhelming. Your mind will try to convince you that you've done enough or that it's okay to quit. But by applying the 40% rule, you recognize that those thoughts are simply a test. Pushing beyond them is where real growth begins, and that's where strong habits are formed. One of the best ways to apply the 40% rule is to set small challenges for yourself and gradually increase their intensity over time. For example, if your goal is to start running, Push yourself to go a little farther when you feel like stopping. Even an extra minute or two beyond your comfort zone is a victory. Over time, these small moments of persistence add up, strengthening not just your habits, but also your belief in your ability to endure and succeed. It's also important to embrace the discomfort that comes with pushing limits. Instead of fearing it, view it as proof that you're growing stronger. Every time you resist the urge to stop, you're training your mind to overcome its self-imposed limitations. Start by identifying one area where you tend to give up too soon, whether it's physical, mental, or emotional, and commit to pushing just a little further each time. This approach not only builds discipline, but also reprograms your mind to seek progress instead of avoiding challenges. As you integrate this mindset into your daily life, you'll start to see the ripple effect it creates. Habits that once felt impossible become second nature, and the limits you once believed were unbreakable start to shift. The 40% rule isn't just about pushing harder, it's about unlocking a deeper level of resilience and commitment that transforms the way you approach every challenge. So let's explore how this principle ties into the bigger picture of building a life grounded in strong, sustainable habits. Accountability is one of the most powerful tools for personal growth and habit building. Having someone or even a group to hold you accountable can create the push needed to stay consistent when your motivation begins to waver. Mentors, coaches, and support systems play a critical role here. These are the people who won't let you settle for mediocrity, who will challenge you to aim higher, and who remind you of your goals when you lose focus. External accountability creates an environment where excuses have no place, forcing you to step up and deliver on your commitments. But accountability doesn't stop with others. The concept of accountability mirrors about turning that responsibility inward. It's a practice of standing in front of the mirror, looking yourself in the eye, and confronting the truth about where you are and where you want to go. There's no sugarcoating, no blaming others, and no escaping the reflection staring back at you. This level of self-reflection is uncomfortable but necessary. It forces you to take ownership of your actions or inaction and builds the mental strength required to make meaningful progress. Incorporating accountability into your habits starts with small, actionable steps. Begin by setting clear, realistic goals that align with what you truly want to achieve. Write them down and place them somewhere visible, like your accountability mirror, as a daily reminder. Pair this with a method for tracking your progress, whether it's a journal, a checklist, or a digital app. Seeing tangible evidence that your efforts reinforces the habit and gives you a sense of accomplishment that fuels your momentum. Another powerful strategy is to enlist an accountability partner. This could be a friend, a family member, or a mentor, someone who shares your commitment to growth and isn't afraid to call you out when you fall short. Regularly checking in with your partner creates a sense of responsibility that makes it harder to abandon your goals. Whether it's a weekly meeting, a daily text, or even a shared progress tracker, this external accountability ensures you stay on course. As you incorporate these strategies into your routine, the combination of external and internal accountability creates a powerful synergy. You become more disciplined, more aware of your progress, and more committed to your goals. It's not about being perfect, it's about showing up, being honest with yourself, and refusing to let excuses stand in the way. This approach to accountability strengthens not only your habits, but also your character, setting the stage for even greater success. Let's take a closer look at how these principles tie into the broader journey of building habits that last. The key principles of building strong habits revolve around embracing discomfort, pushing past perceived limits, and holding yourself accountable. Growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone, it happens when you're willing to do what others aren't. But discomfort is a sign that you're stretching beyond your current capabilities. And it's in those moments that you build the strength to carry forward. Pushing through those moments, despite how tough they may be, is where true transformation occurs. And at the heart of this journey is accountability, both external and internal. The mirror you stand in front of daily holds you to the standard you've set for yourself where you stand, while others in your life help you stay aligned with your way. So to apply these principles, start by shifting your mindset about discomfort. Don't run from it, lean into it. Set goals that challenge you, that push you beyond where you are now. But remember, those goals must be broken down into tangible actions. Whether it's waking up earlier, exercising every day, or learning something new each week, consistency is key. Map out a clear plan and commit to it, even when it feels like the effort is too much. Each time you push past resistance, you're building a habit that strengthens your mind and body. Incorporating accountability into this process is just as crucial. It's easy to let excuses slip by when no one is watching, but accountability ensures you stay true to your commitments. Whether it's a mentor or friend, or even a written contract with yourself, holding yourself accountable makes it harder to skip the work. Track your progress regularly and review it honestly. This process not only keeps you on track, but also reinforces the importance of consistency. Building sustainable habits requires patience and persistence. It's about showing up every day even when you don't feel like it. Each small step taken in the direction of your goal adds up to significant progress over time. The key is to be relentless, even when it seems like the results aren't immediate. Understand that real change is a long-term process, and every setback is just an opportunity to come back stronger. As you start applying these strategies to your daily life, remember that the only thing standing between you and your goals is your willingness to take action. Stop waiting for the perfect time or the right circumstances. The time to act is now. Embrace discomfort, push beyond your limits, and hold yourself accountable. You have everything within you to build the habits that will shape your future. Take the first step today and never look back. Building strong habits isn't about waiting for the perfect moment or relying on fleeting bursts of motivation. Motivation comes and goes, it's temporary. Some days you feel energized and ready to conquer the world. Other days you feel tired, distracted, overwhelmed. Relying on motivation alone is a recipe for inconsistency. That's why the foundation of any strong habit is a disciplined mindset. It's about committing to the process regardless of how you feel in the moment. A disciplined mindset doesn't depend on motivation. It's a decision you make every day to show up and put in the work. When you focus on consistency, you remove the need for motivation to drive you. You create a routine that becomes second nature, a set of actions that you do because you've made them non-negotiable. Whether you feel like it or not doesn't matter. What matters is that you keep doing the work. Consistency builds the momentum needed to solidify habits, while motivation alone can't create that momentum. In fact, motivation often fades when the work gets hard or the results aren't immediate. That's why consistency, even when it feels like you're not making progress, is the true key to success. In addition to consistency, grit is another critical component. Grit is that mental toughness that keeps you going when everything in you wants to quit. It's the ability to push through the hardest moments, to keep fighting when things are tough, and to stay the course even in not seeing immediate rewards. Grit isn't something you're born with, it's something you develop over time, through facing challenges and refusing to back down. Every time you persevere through difficulty, your grit strengthens. It's this resilience that allows you to push obstacles and continue building your habits, no matter how hard it gets. A disciplined mindset isn't just about doing the work, it's about doing it for the long haul. Building habits takes time, and it takes effort. There will be days when you don't feel like putting in the work. You'll face setbacks, failures, and moments when it feels easier to give up. But if you're committed to the mindset of consistency and grit, you understand that these challenges aren't blocks, they're part of the process. And they're the moments where your mindset is tested, and it's in those moments that you build true strength. As you integrate this mindset into your daily life, remember that it's not about waiting for the perfect conditions or the motivation to hit you. It's about deciding every day to take consistent action, no matter the obstacles or the struggles you face. The discipline to keep showing up, combined with the grit to push through, is what will lead to the lasting habits that transform your life. This mindset will carry you through every challenge and create the foundation for success, allowing you to achieve your goals, no matter how big they may seem. Fear and discomfort are often viewed as signs to retreat, but in reality, they are signals that you're on the verge of growth. When you feel fear creeping in or discomfort taking hold, it's not an indication that you stop, it's a reminder that you are stretching beyond your limits. Growth doesn't happen when you stay in familiar territory. It happens when you push into the unknown, where the challenges seem overwhelming and the obstacles feel insurmountable. So this is where real progress lies, outside of your comfort zone, where fear and discomfort meet you at every step. Avoiding fear and discomfort only keeps you stuck. It's easy to choose the path of least resistance, the route that feels safe and predictable. But that's not where greatness lies. Every time you choose to step into discomfort, you are training your mind to handle challenges more effectively. It's like building muscle. The more you face those uncomfortable moments, the stronger you become in handling that. The key is not to let fear stop you, but to embrace it as part of the journey. Every time you push through fear, you unlock new levels of strength and resilience. Facing discomfort doesn't mean you need to dive into the most extreme challenges right away. Start small by taking actions that make you feel uneasy. Maybe it's committing to an early morning workout, having a difficult conversation, or taking on a project you've been avoiding. The goal isn't to make yourself miserable, but to build the mental toughness needed to face any challenge that comes your way. The more often you step into discomfort, the easier it becomes to keep going when things get tough. Fear and discomfort are also powerful teachers. They reveal what you'll be capable of if you're willing to dig deep and face the challenge. Every time you encounter something that scares you or makes you uncomfortable, it's an opportunity to prove to yourself that you can overcome it. Fighting fear doesn't define your abilities, your response to fear does. By embracing discomfort head-on, you reshape the narrative around your fears and turn them into stepping stones for growth. As you continue to push yourself through discomfort, it becomes less intimidating. But what seemed impossible becomes something you can handle. The more you embrace the uncomfortable, the more confidence you build in your ability to persevere. It's this consistent practice of stepping outside your comfort zone that lays the foundation for building strong, lasting habits. And as you face each challenge, you begin to understand that growth never comes from avoiding discomfort, it comes from pushing through it each and every time. When it comes to building strong habits, it's easy to get overwhelmed by the desire to do everything at once. You might want to transform your entire life overnight, become a better version of yourself in every area. But the truth is, sustainable change doesn't happen when you try to overhaul everything all at once. Instead, it starts with mastering one habit at a time. Focus on one thing that will have the greatest impact and dedicate yourself to it. Trying to change too many things at once only leads to burnout. By focusing on one habit, you're giving yourself the space to truly commit and build it into your daily routine. And the key to lasting change lies in the power of consistency. It's not about making giant leaps or huge bursts of effort. It's about small, consistent actions repeated over time. Think of it like planting a seed. At first, it doesn't look like much, but with consistent care, watering it every day, ensuring it gets enough sunlight, the seed eventually grows into something strong and enduring. This is how habits work. They start small, and then through daily effort, they compound and build momentum. It's this consistency that turns small actions into massive results. Mastering one habit at a time doesn't mean rushing through it. Take the time to truly ingrain the habit of your routine. Whether it's exercising every morning, eating healthy, or committing to learning something new, the goal is to make it second nature. Once a habit becomes automatic, it no longer requires the same effort or willpower. It becomes a part of who you are. That's when the true transformation begins, when you don't have to think about it, it just happens. This process of starting small also helps build your confidence. Each time you stick to your commitment, no matter how small the action, you reinforce your belief in your ability to follow through. This momentum is powerful. It creates a snowball effect that leads to more positive changes. Once you see how your small actions have led to big results, you're more likely to stay consistent and build new habits on top of the ones you've already established. As you work toward mastering your first habit, remember that consistency is your ally. Every day you commit to the process, no matter how minor the step, you're building the foundation for lasting change. And as you experience the power of these small, consistent actions, it becomes easier to become new habits and continue your journey of growth. With each habit you master, you move closer to becoming the person you're capable of being stronger, more disciplined, and more committed to the process. The pursuit of perfection can be paralyzing. Many people wait for the perfect moment to start, or they hold off until they feel like they're doing something perfectly. But that mindset is a trap. Perfection is an illusion. It doesn't exist. Instead of striving for perfection, focus on the discipline to show up every day. It's not about doing everything flawlessly, but about being consistent even when conditions aren't ideal and the results aren't instant. Showing up every day is what separates those who succeed from those who fall short. The difference between success and failure isn't perfection, it's discipline. Discipline means committing to your goals even on days when motivation is nowhere to be found. And there will be mornings when you don't feel like working out, when you're tired, or when life feels overwhelming. Discipline doesn't care about how you feel. It's about sticking to your plan and doing the work no matter what. It's about making the decision to show up regardless of external circumstances. And by making that decision day after day, you build the foundation for success. And the more consistent you are, the more ingrained the habit becomes, and the less it relies on how you feel in the moment. Perfectionism, on the other hand, leads to self-doubt and stagnation. If you're waiting for the perfect conditions to act, you'll be waiting forever. On the road to success is never linear and is rarely perfect. There will be setbacks, mistakes, and challenges along the way. But that's part of the process. Discipline teaches you to embrace the process, not the outcome. When you focus on doing the work rather than trying to make it flawless, you start to learn and grow from every step you take, good or bad. Each action, each mistake, and each lesson learned brings you closer to mastery. The real power of discipline lies in its consistency. It's not about doing something perfectly every time. It's about showing up again and again, even when you're not feeling your best. This daily commitment compounds over time, creating habits that are ingrained in your routine. Over time, those small, consistent actions lead to big results. Discipline doesn't require you to be perfect. It just requires you to be consistent, to stay the course, and to continue doing the work. As you continue to build your habits, remind yourself that perfection is an unrealistic expectation. What truly matters is the discipline to show up, keep pushing, and continue the work, even when things get tough. Embrace the process of doing the work every day, and let that be the driving force behind your success. Discipline will always outlast the fleeting desire for perfection, and it will take you much further than you could ever imagine. By focusing on discipline over perfection, you'll develop the mindset and resilience to achieve your goals, no matter how difficult the journey may seem. Failure is often viewed as something negative, something to be avoided at all costs. But the truth is, failure is not the enemy. In fact, it's one of the most powerful tools for growth. When you fail, you're not defeated. You're given a direct, unfiltered look at what needs improvement. Failure provides feedback that's crucial for your development. Every failure teaches you something new about yourself, your approach, and the process. The key is to embrace failure, learn from it, and use it as a stepping stone on your journey to success. When you experience failure, it's easy to feel discouraged or wanting to give up. But if you reframe your thinking and view failure as feedback, it becomes a catalyst for improvement. Instead of letting it define you, use it to refine your approach. Ask yourself, what can I do better next time? What did I learn from this experience? By focusing on these lessons, you turn failure into fuel. It's not a roadblock, it's a redirection, guiding you toward more effective strategies. Failure also helps you build resilience. Every time you fail and get back up, you strengthen your ability to persevere through adversity. It's through these repeated efforts, failing, learning, and adjusting, that you develop mental toughness. A process of facing failure rather than avoiding it is what forges a mindset that is unshakable. When you stop fearing failure and instead embrace it as part of the journey, you make yourself stronger with each setback. And it's important to recognize that no one reaches success without experiencing failure. Whether it's a missed deadline, a failed attempt at a new habit, or a challenge that didn't go as planned, failure is an inevitable part of the process. And the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they respond to failure. Successful individuals don't quit after a setback. They use it motivation to try again, better again, to life. Each failure, no matter how painful, adds to your experience and helps you move closer to your goals. As you continue on your path to building strong habits, remember that failure is not the end of the road, it's a part of the journey. Each failure you encounter is a chance to grow and evolve. Instead of fearing it, lean into it and use it to adjust, learn, and come back stronger. With this mindset, failure will no longer feel like a defeat, but rather a powerful tool in shaping the person you're becoming. Let each failure remind you that you are moving forward, not backward, as long as you keep going. And the habits you form today will determine the person you become tomorrow. Your actions, no matter how small they may seem, have a profound impact on the direction of your life. Every decision, every action you take shapes your character, your skills, and your opportunities. Success isn't a matter of luck or waiting for the perfect moment. It's the result of consistently doing the things that align with your goals and values. The habits you cultivate today are laying the foundation for your future, whether you realize it or not. One of the most powerful truths about habits is that they are within your control. You have the power to shape your own destiny by taking ownership of the habits you build. If you want to be stronger, healthier, more successful, or more disciplined, you have the ability to start today. Each habit you form becomes a brick in the structure of your future. It's not about making one big change, it's about making countless small decisions that build upon each other and set you on the path to the life you desire. Habits shape who you are, and who you are shapes what you achieve. If you consistently engage in positive habits like discipline, persistence, and growth, you will start to see those qualities reflected in your results. The person who wakes up early to work on their goals will eventually be someone who achieves them. The person who commits to self-improvement will become someone who is always growing. All your habits mold your character, and your character determines your success. So if you're not seeing the results you want, ask yourself what habits you're cultivating. Are they habits that lead to the person you want to become? Taking ownership of your habits means understanding that you're in control of your future. It's easy to fall in the trap of blaming circumstances or waiting for inspiration to strike, but true growth comes when you realize that it's your responsibility to make the changes necessary for your success. Well, you can't control everything in life, but you can control how you respond to challenges. You can control what actions you take each day. By taking full ownership of your habits, you empower yourself to shape the course of your life. The future you want isn't something that happens by chance, it's something you create through your actions today. Every time you choose a positive habit, you're moving closer to your goals. Every time you show up, even when it's hard, you're setting the stage for a future that reflects your commitment and effort. Your habits define your future, and by taking ownership of them, you take ownership of your destiny. On the path to success is paved with the habits you choose to cultivate. And as you continue to invest in them, you'll see the results unfold in ways you never imagined. The greatest obstacle you'll face on your journey to building strong habits and the external challenges or the setbacks is the inner voice that tells you you're not good enough, not capable enough, or not strong enough. Self-doubt can be paralyzing, keeping you stuck in a cycle full of uncertainty and hesitation. But the key to overcoming it is to train your mind to work for you, not against you. Every time you face doubt and push through it, you are taking control of your thoughts and shaping a mindset that serves you instead of limiting you. The mind is powerful, and when you harness it, you can achieve anything. Self-doubt often creeps in when things get tough or when the path forward isn't clear. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that you're not cut out for the challenges you face. But what you need to realize is that self-doubt isn't a signal to stop, it's a signal that you're on the edge of growth. It's a test, a reminder that you're stepping out of your comfort zone and pushing towards something better. When you push past that doubt, you prove to yourself that you are capable of handling more than you think. You start to build resilience, and with that resilience comes confidence. Well, the key to silencing the inner doubt is to take action despite it. Every time you choose to act, even when your mind tells you to quit, you are rewiring your brain to believe in your ability to succeed. The more you act in the face of doubt, the quieter that voice becomes. It's a skill you develop with practice, the ability to move forward regardless of the fear or uncertainty you feel. On the first few times may be difficult, but over time you'll build the mental strength to face any challenge without hesitation. As you continue to push past self-doubt, you begin to see it for what it really is, an obstacle that is only as powerful as you allow it to be. The more you confront it, the weaker it becomes. You start to recognize that doubt is not a reflection of your true capabilities. It's just a natural part of the growth process. And as you learn to silence it, you create a new mental framework, one where fear and doubt no longer hold the power to stop you. Instead of getting paralyzed by self-doubt, you learn to use it as a signal to press forward, to grow stronger, and to prove to yourself that you are capable of achieving your goals. In the end, the ability to silence your inner doubt is the key to achieving lasting success. It's about developing a mindset that isn't swayed by negativity or fear, but one that is focused on action, growth, and resilience. Every time you push through the doubt and continue to take steps toward your goals, you become stronger. You build the mental toughness needed to overcome anything that stands in your way. By training your mind to work for you, not against you, you take control of your destiny, and you set yourself on a path to achieving the life you've always dreamed of. If there's one thing to take away from this, it's this: habits shape your life. The small actions you take every day compound over time. They define who you are, what you achieve, and how you live, so don't take them lightly. Take ownership of them. For those still with me, let this be a reminder: every second you waste is a second you'll never get back. Make the most of it. Build habits that bring you closer to goals, not further away. Be intentional, be disciplined, and most importantly, be relentless. And before you go, don't forget, subscribe to this channel, like the video, and share it with someone who needs to step up their game. Together we can inspire more people to tap into their potential and take control of their lives. The journey isn't easy, but that's what makes it worth it. Each challenge, each setback, each moment of doubt is an opportunity to grow. Strong habits are built in the trenches, in the moments when you feel like giving up but decide to push forward instead. That's where greatness is born. So ask yourself, what habits are you building today? Because those habits will determine where you are tomorrow. The choice is yours. Let's get after it.